Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Said Dan channel. Was the SEC Ripple lawsuit staged? Well, you know me, folks. I love to shatter the hopes and dreams of conspiracy theorists out there. So, look, it's not the case that there are never conspiracies. Of course, some conspiracy theories end up being found to be true, but the vast majority of them are complete and utter nonsense. And there's been no shortage of these types of theories over the years. Having now been in the XRP community for over half a decade, I don't think it's most people that believe these types of things, but they pop up all the damn time. And so I'm just going to respectfully disagree. If anybody actually thinks that this whole thing was staged and just for optics and there's some sort of sinister motivation behind this, leave whatever you want. That's you go ahead and do that. But I'm just going to respectfully disagree and push back because I just don't think it makes any damn sense. But look at the headline here. It is from the Crypto Basic. Pro XRP lawyer says SEC v Ripple lawsuit wasn't staged. And so there is a pretty well-known attorney within the XRP community who came across this conspiracy theory and started pushing back against it. I also want to share with you this unrelated story just because I find it so fascinating. It makes me extra thankful that XRP is my largest crypto holding. There's many reasons XRP is my favorite cryptocurrency, and many reasons it's, I believe, the right fit for me given my particular risk tolerances and theories about what's going to lead to long-term viability and price increases in a mature market. But look at this headline from Cointelegraph. Binance closes Bitcoin withdrawals amid congestion on the Bitcoin network. That's right, folks. I don't know if you'd heard about this, but Bitcoin lately, congestion been very high, and I'll share with you the reasons for this. But man, isn't it nice to just have XRP technology where, it just works? We don't have to worry about congestion. It's just, and not that any technology is actually perfect. There have been little missteps along the way technologically, even with XRP, but just in a general sense, those are exceedingly rare, those instances. Like XRP, we are so spoiled because we get to transact with XRP and then we see in 3 to 5 seconds, the transaction is complete. You don't get that with every cryptocurrency. And it's been around for a decade, and there's real world adoption, and there's actual liquidity in XRP, which is something you can't even program into it. So anyway, plenty to discuss, but before sharing additional thoughts on all of this, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so into this first story here. Attorney Bill Morgan, a pro-XRP lawyer, has taken to Twitter to dispel a rumor regarding the ongoing lawsuit between the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple. In a tweet today, Cypress Domanenkor, the CEO of Cypress, if that's how you say it, I'm not quite sure actually, Cypress Superior Trading, alleged that the SEC v Ripple lawsuit was staged from the onset. Domanenkor said the case was staged due to Ripple's involvement in notable crypto-related events. According to Domanenkor, some of the most prominent players in the fintech industry recently met in California to discuss institutional adoption of digital assets. However, Domanenkor seemed surprised that Ripple's chairman, Chris Larsen, who is also a defendant in the SEC lawsuit, was listed among the speakers of the event that ended on May 3rd, 2023. The CEO of Cypress Superior Trading also highlighted Caroline D. Pham, a commissioner of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, as one of the event's speakers. And I was paused to pull this up. This is the actual tweet that they wrote the story about. And so you can see there's Caroline Pham, a commissioner for the CFTC, listed right next to Chris Larsen. But look, I got to point something out here. When somebody gets sued, or when a business gets sued, it doesn't mean that just because there are allegations from a government agency like the SEC and there is litigation unfolding, that doesn't mean that that those individuals are shunned from all of the crypto community. That's not necessarily how it works. Now, if this were a criminal proceeding, that would be different. Then this would seem a little bit more wacky. There are no criminal charges. There are no fraud charges. There's just a very important dispute, but it's a dispute between Ripple and the SEC. And all of us XRP holders are now involved, like it or not, and we don't like it. But I wouldn't expect, just because of that, for the duration of these legal proceedings that Ripple not. It would be weird to me if they suddenly were getting shunned. That would be weird human behavior. That's not how stuff like this typically works. And on top of that, when you're talking about crypto community participants, even on a business level or an institutional level, well, I think that we're, in a general sense at this point, all kind of on the same side. Yes, there's tons of tribalism. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. But I don't think that, Ripple or Chris Larson or Brad Garlinghouse would be as likely to get shunned now as they would have, even a couple years ago, because it's very clear that there's a coordinated attack from various government agencies just absolutely attempting to devastate and destroy the entire crypto asset class as it exists in the United States. So I don't think, it's just my personal opinion, it's fine if anyone disagrees, I don't think that this is weird. So this individual does think it's weird, nothing against this guy. I'm not sure who this individual is. I'm just challenging his idea because I do think the idea is wrong, but nothing against him on any sort of personal level. I don't know who he is. But now it's getting covered by crypto media on top of this. And so anyway, the piece continues though. Furthermore, Domenicore pointed out that Ripple was listed in the sample of attending companies section alongside other major fintech institutions like MasterCard, R3, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Visa, Deutsche Bank, Citi, HSBC, Morgan Stanley, etc. And he said, quote, "How is it that a company that has been sued by the SEC for doing something illegal can be at these events?" Again, updated events. This was just yesterday. Come on now. It's a setup, ladies and gentlemen, and Ripple in some way, shape, or form is always at the forefront. I like how Chris Larson is at the top of the list of speakers, end quote. So how is it that he's there? Well, like I said, there's no criminal activity even alleged. And if this were some sort of setup, I just would have to ask, to what end? What would the purpose? What would this be solving? And that's never quite articulated. So, I don't know. Everybody looks at the world a little bit differently, of course. And some people, connect dots that I don't think deserve to be connected. And that's all that this looks like to me personally. But anyway, piece continues because this is where Attorney Morgan jumps in, because he seems to be of the same mindset as me. Piece continues. Reacting to the development, Attorney Morgan said he disagrees that the lawsuit was staged as alleged by Domenicore. He asserted that Ripple is a significant player in the crypto space and will always play a major role in driving institutional adoption of crypto assets, including XRP, especially when the case ends. And so he literally said, this is the actual tweet from Attorney Morgan, he said, quote, "Don't agree the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit was a staged plan, but Ripple is a significant player and will be instrumental in institutional adoption of digital assets, including of XRP, if the lawsuit ever ends." And so obviously he's joking, well, of course the lawsuit's going to end, but if it ever ends. I know, because it feels like forever, doesn't it? And then there's this, and this is just so fast. I am so thankful that my largest crypto holding is XRP and not Bitcoin. Now I hold Bitcoin, I'm pro Bitcoin. I've been holding Bitcoin since November 2017. Been holding XRP almost as long. I mean, actually XRP was the first cryptocurrency I ever purchased that wasn't on Coinbase. And back then there were only, in November 2017, there were only 3 cryptocurrencies on Coinbase, and so I bought them because they were listed there. I bought ETH, and then I bought Litecoin, and then I bought Bitcoin in that order for no reason. That was it. I just kind of getting my toes wet, starting to do some research, put in minimal amount of money because I just wanted to, get the actual experience. So even though I knew I was making purchasing decisions without sufficient knowledge, it was very minimal, and I valued the experience of just going through that and seeing how it operated. So that's why I did that. And then as I did more research, and I thought, okay, this actually does make sense, that's when I started ultimately, over time, increasing my crypto holdings. So again, fond of Bitcoin, appreciative of Bitcoin, absolutely, I always will be. But man, stuff like this, you poor little Bitcoin maxi trolls out there. Like, how are you sleeping at night? Because technically, like the Bitcoin blockchain, it is operating as designed. It's not like it's even under attack or anything like that. It's just that it's working. It's just that I almost don't want to say that it's working, because even though it technically is, if this is working for Bitcoin, it is just such a piss poor experience. It's like, what's the point in even saying that it's functional? And it is that bad at this point. Now, in theory, of course, you get layer 2 solutions widely adopted, then, problems like this may subside to whatever degree, and it may not ultimately matter. But not looking so hot here in 2023. So again, the headline, Binance closes Bitcoin withdrawals amid congestion on the Bitcoin network. Crypto exchange Binance closed Bitcoin withdrawals on May 7th due to an alleged overflow of transactions on the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin mempool was clogged with over 400,000 transactions waiting to be processed at the time of writing. The mempool is known as the waiting area for incoming transactions before they are verified independently by each node on the network. Binance tweeted that the Bitcoin withdrawals had resumed after nearly an hour of halting. Outflows on the crypto exchange peaked on Sunday, rising to $187 million, according to data from CryptoQuant. Behind the congestion is believed to be a surge in BRC20 transactions in the last few days due to meme coins like Pepe. And I'm sure you guys have heard about that. That's all everybody's talking about right now. And I am not particularly interested. I will not be participating in the meme coin craze. It's not for me. I'm sure some of you are. Nothing against that. It's just not for me. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to sit here and hold my XRP. But anyway, Peace continues. The meme coin trading hype drove Bitcoin transaction fees to their highest point in 2 years. On May 3rd, the total amount of fees paid on the Bitcoin blockchain reached $3.5 million, jumping nearly 400% from late April, Cointelegraph reported. Now, folks, don't forget the fact that miners get paid in Bitcoin, and then you can see what the dollar value is, the dollar equivalent would be. Just understand that this is friction in the system. As designed, this is friction for the Bitcoin blockchain. For each XRP transaction, it might as well be free. It's a fraction of a penny for each individual transaction. There is no mining. It's such a superior system, which is why XRP is the best cryptocurrency on the entire damn planet when it comes to payments. And not just because the technology is superior when it comes to payments, but it doesn't literally have first mover advantage. That's Bitcoin, but it's among the first. XRP was one of the first cryptocurrencies out there. And so it has a similar style of advantage, and as a result, it is something that you can't program into it, which is liquidity. It's got real-world adoption. Anyway, Peace continues. Developed after Ethereum's ERC20 token standard, BRC20 is an experimental token standard recently introduced that allows users to create and transfer fungible tokens on the Bitcoin blockchain. It is currently becoming a hotspot for meme tokens. And so, folks, I've seen all sorts of different takes, some good, some bad, on social media on this topic. And to the people that say that this is some sort of attack on the Bitcoin blockchain, I just kind of roll my eyes. No, the Bitcoin, here's real people attempting to conduct real transactions using the Bitcoin network as designed. The fact that it got clogged just means that there's a technological shortcoming. So to call something like that some sort of attack and just say people shouldn't use it for these purposes because it increases congestion, I'm like, holy freaking hell. Well, if it can't stand on its own 2 feet, then why are you supporting it at all? Like, are you kidding me? I thought that Bitcoin couldn't be successfully attacked. So now you're telling me it's being attacked and it's working? It's not an attack. It's just not an attack. So anyway, that's the way I'm looking at it. It's just, either any blockchain, any cryptocurrency can stand on its own 2 feet as designed, or it can't. And if there, adjustments need to be made, as is the case with, it has been with XRP as well, then fine. But it just makes me extra appreciative of XRP, because we are absolutely spoiled when it comes to the fact that this technology actually works and there's real world adoption. And on top of that, we're about to have legal clarity. I believe it's most likely to be to the positive, even if Ripple technically loses on any number of counts in the SEC v. Ripple case. Because, in terms of secondary market transactions, I think that the judge is going to have to say something like that, and I'm optimistic it's going to be good for XRP holders. So we've got that to look forward to do in terms of what that would mean for XRP price action. This is a good time to be an XRP holder so far as I'm concerned. And, again, I'm a Bitcoin holder. I don't care about this happening here, but I just want to talk about it because it's one of the bigger pieces of crypto news today, and I just saw some really bad takes on social media on this, and I'm just like, is what it is, man. You need sufficient layer 2 scaling solutions, and I'm thankful that XRP doesn't need such a solution because it just works on layer 1. How about that? I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.